You know, I normally starts with the what's news, but I'm just gonna skip it because the last week I've been noticing a big shift, and it's not because the guy all of a sudden had to change of heart and some things. Donald Trump is still doing what Donald Trump does best in terms of his rhetoric, in terms of him flip flopping on certain issues, and yet the stuff that's been happening on the other side has really have helped Donald Trump in many ways get back into this political race. Now, I'm very neutral when it comes to my politicians. I don't say I have allegiance to the Democrats or the Republicans. I have a strong belief in terms of how I view my politician. I'm sticking by that belief because let's be honest, there is no such thing as a honest, clean politician. These guys will say a lot of stuff that will hype you up just to get their votes, and you only hope that once they get in office, they'll do enough good things that will benefit not just the United States, but just pretty much our image abroad. When it comes to the president of the United States, I feel that just saying words and dressing in a suit and tie is not enough. You are not just the leader of our country; you are also an ambassador and a symbol that everybody will look at across the globe. So, with that being said, it's very important that you present yourself that way, men and women. Hillary Clinton has an issue with the emails. She's already having an issue with trust factors by many voters, and to me, that plays in the part that the Trumps are actually exploring more and more, and is actually sinking into a lot of voters more and more. You would think that Hillary Clinton would try and remove herself away from those controversy and then just focus on the importance of what people are discussing right now, the issues that a lot of people have. But no, she did something that I felt that she should never have done. And she said something, in my opinion, that is the most stupidest and disgusting, and I'm going to say dumb move to the point where even now, as I'm speaking, she's starting to regret it because 1010 Wins have actually reported on it, along with many varieties of news papers. And sure enough, as well as they should, if you're in the campaign that Donald Trump is, they homed on it like a hawk. And it's hard to say they're wrong on it because it came from the mouth of Hillary Clinton herself. Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, gentlemen, in this What's News podcast, Hillary Clinton basically compared Donald Trump's voters to a bunch of racist, xenophobic, pretty much, homophobic people, and those are the people who are voting for Trump. Not only do I find this not true, I found it out of line. And you would think she would learn by categorizing people in such a way. Keep in mind, she have criticized Donald Trump for profiling people in such a way, painting a picture of minorities and Mexicans in a certain way. Well, guess what? She did exactly the same thing, and to the point where I'm scratching my head and saying, "What the hell are you thinking?" Let's be realistic here. Are there some people who have connected to the clans and have racist tendencies? That's the only reason why they vote for? I don't doubt it. I'm not saying it's not true that there are some people who believe that this is still believe in white supremacies, and they believe that Trump's view speaks to them, but not all of them. There are some people who are not racist, who are not xenophobic, who are not homophobic, who actually believe that Trump is who's a better candidate and will do more and will try to do more than Hillary Clinton is. Perfect example is Mike Francesa, who said that he would be seriously considering voting for Trump because he's gotten tired of the same old nonsense. He doesn't want another Clinton administration there. And you know what? He speaks like most people I know I've talked to who believe that, hey, I'd rather take, Trump over Clinton because at least with Trump I want to see something new. I want to see what he has to offer. Now, does it mean there's going to be a change? I don't know. He's not in office yet. And I don't know if he's going to make it in office. It's still too early to call. And I probably won't get a clear picture until that first debate is hit. But the point is, these aren't people who feel they're not people who are racist. Some of the people are actually aren't Latin speaking people who actually all support him. There are actors who are well in terms of or who are well as civil rights activists support Trump. There are blacks and those within the LGBT community who support Trump. And that's something I don't think that she actually realized. And that's something that really bothers me about this whole thing, because she's doing exactly what you shouldn't be doing. You're trying to go blow for blows and go with insults rather than spread why I should vote for you. The whole week, that's all I heard was insult after insult. And I'm like, am I ever going to get any kind of clearer picture with any of these candidates? And the only reason why I don't go after Trump this week is because, unlike Hillary, at least he's trying to talk to some leaders of the African community, some leaders of the Latin American community. He's trying to reach out to them more and more. Granted, do I believe some of the stuff is sincere? Not really. But at least he's trying. At least he's doing what a candidate is supposed to do. Hillary, what the hell have you done the last week and a half? And this is the problem that I had with Hillary 8 years ago. And it seemed to be surfacing now. There is no guarantee that people will vote for you come November. There is no guarantee that you are cinched to win anything. And yet she's running around convinced that people are going to automatically vote for her because she's Hillary Clinton, she's a woman, and you know what? That's all she needs. And she needs to wake up. Keep in mind, Hillary Clinton had a large lead after the Democratic debate. And that's large because Donald Trump has opened his mouth and said some things that was dumb, stupid, and uncalled for. And it turned off a lot of people. But if you notice what Donald Trump has also been doing, he's completely changed his strategy as well as his personnel behind him. He has been campaigning more steadily now and targeting audience that he needs to target. He completely did a 3/4 shift on these own topics, which is something that Hillary Clinton hasn't really done. And there are some moves I do agree with, there, especially with the floods. She would have been a distraction, but there's other things that she needed to do, and to me, she hasn't done that good of a job doing it. Because if there was, I would be talking about the stuff that she has mentioned about healthcare, about cost of living, or a lot of stuff. And she hasn't done that. And as much as we get on Trump for a lot of rhetoric stuff he's done, and rightfully so, at least he's been doing what a candidate is doing. He's campaigning, and he's campaigning on a steady pace. I don't feel the same way with Clinton right now. And you know what? The numbers is telling. She had a double-digit lead, and that's been dwindled to 3. In some of the cases, she's not even had a lead at all. She's trailing. And that's largely because of the way she's been handling its campaign lately. And this attitude of, all of a sudden, I'm going to play down to Trump's level. Why? You don't need to play down to his level. Playing down to his level means that he's getting to your skin. Keep in mind, this was the same woman before she even got nominated, saying, I'm not going to listen to any of that rhetoric nonsense. I'm not going to be bullied. But you know what? Obviously, he's gotten to you because you saw her take trade shots against him. To the point where you made probably one of the most clear, no-brain blunders in your whole entire campaign. You stereotype a group of voters. Voters which, I got news for you, you might want to try to persuade to vote on your side. And that kills me. When I heard this report, I said, oh my God, what is she doing? It's like she's trying to give this race back to him. I couldn't believe the stuff that we're saying in our mouth. Listen, the one thing I always said about the candidates, you need to be mindful of what you say at all times. One thing that hurt Mick Romney 4 years ago is that he seemed to forget that the 48% do vote, and they make their voices be heard. And you need to be understand that they do have a say. So forgetting about them, guess what? Oh, you forget about us? Well, guess what? We're gonna forget about you. We're gonna vote for you. That's the same thing that could happen in a blink of an eye. And you know what? The Trump campaign have every right to lay on it, because no sooner than she said that, the tweet said, "Oh, she's supposed to be like a fair and a modest voter. She ain't gonna go with the rhetoric nonsense." But yet here she is bashing Trump's supporters. That's not going to win your votes. If anything, that's going to turn off a lot of people who might have wanted to vote for you, who might felt that, you know what, Trump, I hear what he's saying, but he's too extreme. I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Now he's saying, wait a minute. You're saying that I'm a racist, xenophobic? That's not true. You know what? Thanks for saying that. Now I'm going to vote for Trump. That's the last thing you want to do. Any candidate, for that matter. I understand that there's a lot of stuff that I'm very concerned about Trump, but you know what? Trump ain't that stupid to put himself in a crucial time in turn election to alienate himself against all the voters, and he hasn't. God knows he tried, but in the last few weeks he also been doing some other stuff as reaching out to people he needs to reach out. And guess what? He, like it or not, he's actually done a better job than you, Hillary. He really did. And Hillary needs to understand something again. And a lot of people said this, and it's hard to disagree with it. You're not going to win this election because you're a woman. You're not going to win this election because you believe people won't vote for Trump because of his rhetoric nonsense. You got to earn these votes. You got to go out there and really work for these votes. And I feel that she has been lacking of late. Really has been lacking. And it's really ticking me off. Like I said, you're not Bill Clinton here. You're Hillary Clinton. And there is a lot of stuff that is questionable about you. And your thing you need to understand is you want to prove, for one, that you're capable of running the office, which is something that's constantly being shoved down on people's throat that you're not. And you need to prove that you are capable. You need to show that you have a game plan. Not going around the whole day to day trying to trade, insult blows with Trump. You're not gonna win that battle. You're not going to win that battle. If anything, it's going to be a turnoff. Hillary Clinton, she need to shape up. She need to step up, stop with the blows for blow insults, and start showing me and showing the United States of America why they should vote for her. Because right now, it only takes but a few more mistakes like that for her to lose. And yeah, she should feel bad about it, and she should regret it, because that's one of the things that can lose not just the voters who may want to vote for you, who's feeling turned off by Trump, but they're also going to lose the supporters that you have already. Now, come on. You fell right, and the strange part about it, you fell right into Trump's hand. That's the whole thing that kills me. You fell right into his hands. Trump is laughing his way to the bank. And he still can do rhetoric stuff. But the only problem is, you can't do what he's doing. So don't try. Hit the meat of the topics. Could you do that, please? I'm tired of seeing both candidates really talk about this person and this person. Can I hear what your topic is? Can I hear the blueprint of what's going on? Can you tell me how you're going to build this war? Can you tell me how you're going to deal with the immigration situation, economic situation? Because I don't hear much from any of you guys. And frankly, this slandering against each other is becoming annoying to the point where I don't want to hear it anymore. Let me see what the third party has now. Because frankly, I'm not getting anything from neither one of you. But like I said, terrible week for Trump, for Hillary, terrible week for her, and it was the icing on the cake when she said about what Trump voters are. There may be some who may be a bit racist or xenophobic. That's not a point. That's not the point. The point is there are some in that party, but there are a lot that's not. And you can't just categorize voters like that and think that nobody's going to call you out on it. And they have a right to call you out on it. Every voter has a right to call you. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you have the right to be called out on it and criticized on it because it was uncalled for. It was disrespectful. And frankly, it just pretty much alienates your voters, not his. So that's my feeling on that situation. I spent 15 minutes talking about that situation because it did drive me insane. How here it is, Hillary Clinton, all she needed to do was keep pounding away of the issues and talking points, and instead she chose to go into a diss battle, a rhetoric battle, an insult battle with a man who knows how to do it best. Like it or not, he knows how to do it best. It may not always work for him, but he still knows how to do it best. Oh, jeez. Now let's get on to this other stuff I'm going to talk about because I don't want to make this into the whole entire podcast of what's news. There is something that's going on that also annoys me. Congress, House of Representatives, stop playing games with the zika fund. Stop trying to add stuff in you should be asking add in. There should be only one topic and one topic only: the Zika virus, the funding. That's it. There shouldn't be, well, we're gonna fund it if you don't give it to Planned Parenthood, or we don't want you to give it to this and that. Listen, there's a situation in hand. The media is telling you the situation in hand. There's people in that are in these states that tell you the situation in hand. Stop playing games and get this bill passed. No string attached, please. And if you're not going to pass it, then fine, don't pass it. But stop playing around with this. Trevor Noah has said it best. The only time when these people seem to want to do something if it affects them personally. I don't know what's wrong with these Congress. Are they that pretty much in their own bubble? They don't realize that they're actually putting themselves in the ground in terms of their career. Are they that narrow-minded and that stupid that they don't realize there's an actual potential epidemic that can be irreversible? Is there a way to stop the thing from spreading? Can we please get it passed? Have enough funding to do it? Why do we keep doing this last-minute thing? Why there has to be, well, these are the stipulations that we don't want it. We don't want this agency to have it. Or we don't want them to fund it. It's a situation. Who cares? If they can help, fine. I'm tired of these these hidden conditions that they keep doing with these bills. It's making me sick and it's not getting us anywhere. They need to get their act together here. There are people telling you about the Zika virus and the potential health risk, as well as continued long-term and life-threatening risk that goes with it. Can you please get this passed? Are we going to continue playing games with people's lives here? Because that's exactly what you're doing. And I find it very insulting. As a registered voter, I find this insulting. That I got a bunch of kids, not representatives, running things in Washington. Get your ego out your ass and start doing things that's supposed to be productive for the people. That's why you're representing us in the first place. And if they don't pass this or this goes through, I hope that the voters will get the names of every one of these representatives and make sure they're not in office after come the next cycle. Because it's getting ridiculous now. Let's get on to the last thing, because I'm not going to make this a long podcast video. I read the daily news. I'm aware of the fall through of Saudi Arabia and the bill that will allow the United States the citizens of the United States to sue Saudi Arabia for the attacks on our soil, particularly 9/11. Here's the thing: as crazy as this may sound, I understand why they why they shot it down, and for one reason only. Let's keep it real here. War and what has happened here is a very bad, dangerous thing. But when you sue a country, you're saying that the whole entire country is responsible for it. And if so, what about our role when it comes to what we do in other countries in terms of getting terrorist attacks? When we bomb a certain part of of a country, and it end up not only getting the people who we were targeting, but end up killing a lot of innocent lives, which, by the way, has been documented. Should that country have the right to sue us? Because according to what you guys are saying, anytime when it comes to a devastating effect like that, we should have the right to sue the country. Okay, but what about other countries that we have done damaging effects in? Should they have the right to do the same thing? See, a lot of people are saying it's because of the oil trade we had, and the oil is the only reason, and why. It's more than that. Yeah, that's part of it, no question about it, but it's more than that. Do we really want to set a precedent where, hey, China may say, hey, you've done some wrong, I'm going to sue you for such $1 million, and the citizens on the citizens' behalf? Or let's just say Iraq, you have done wrong. You killed a lot of people in hunt for Saddam Hussein. A lot of innocent men, women, and children died in your crusade of getting him. A lot of people have been affected both mentally and physically in the situation. United States, you need to pay up. We're suing you, and we're doing it on the behalf of all the thousands of people who have emotionally and physically damaged on your attack on terror. And we may be justified, but to them, you're killing people on their soil, so we got to sue you. Do you see why, in many ways, it's going to open a door that we don't really want to happen? Because if this stuff this goes on, one can sue the other, and God knows there'll be more chaos. So I don't think they want to open that door. Do I think Saudi Arabia may play a part in the situation? It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not going to sit there and say that they're directly responsible. And we got to be very, very honest about this. The man behind the terrorists is Bin Laden, and who trained him. We got to look at our country and how we seem to drop the ball in a lot of situations. But most importantly, we also got to look at the very, very heart of this, which is, do we want to set a precedent where we're going to sue other countries for what happened in our soil, whether whether they were directly responsible or not? Like I said, that will open the door for, well, you killed most of our men when you attack our country, so we're suing you. So we got to be very mindful of that. Look, it's what happened in 9/11, and I'm going to be very straight. I know the family is grieving. I know that they're in pain. Don't think that. I was in New York when it happened. I remember Staten Island being locked down, no planes, people standing outside, just flabbergasted as to what happened. Stores closed early. People didn't even show up at work at all. I remember working at Dunkin' Donuts, doing a double shift, doing a split shift, what I like to call, working there, going home, looking at the news and seeing the devastation and seeing those towers fall. It really broke my heart. Walking down the street, I didn't want to go to work that day. We went to work. Nobody went to our store. I don't even know why we stayed open, but it was very, very hard. It was a devastating effect. I didn't show up for work the next day. Neither did my boss. It was nothing but news about what's happened. WFN did not broadcast anything for 3 whole days. Sports came to an absolute halt. The emotional impact was like nothing I have ever witnessed in my life in this world. Ever. So I understand coldly of why the victims feel what they feel. But again, setting precedents where we're allowed to sue other countries. Listen, did they harvest Bin Laden or not? It wouldn't surprise me. But again, you have to take a situation where if we start doing that, other countries can do it as well for the exact same reasons why we're doing it. Where, hey, you bombed us using your drones, you caused devastation and destruction, You know what? These families will never be the same again. They blame you for the death of their loved ones. We're going to sue you. And that's the thing you need to realize when you start doing that. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think the country wants to go through that. Because they know they've done a lot of stuff in other countries that want those countries to say, hey, there's a lawsuit coming your way. You also got to understand, the United States ain't going to lose an ally. Especially when they need that ally to go into those countries as a borderway or gateway to get them. We don't have too many allies in the Middle East. And the ones we got, we definitely need to keep. Simple as that. And like I said, I understand there's a trust factor. I understand there's a greed factor. I'm not going to sit there and say it doesn't play a part. But we also got to look at what consequences it can lead to. And how much it can further alienate everyone who's in the Middle East against us. And we need all the allies we can get in the Middle East. Trust me, you don't have many. And the ones we have, we need to keep. If we're gonna continue this fight against terror, especially with ISIS, we need to keep as many as we can. The United States, as much as we always pound our fists and say we're the best in the world, we can go after anybody, the reality is we still need allies. That's the reality of it. That's the cold reality. We can't do much without allies. Without someone to back us up. And all you need to do is look at our history. If you think we went there alone in the Middle East, you're deadly mistaken. We had the British backing us up here. We had other countries assisting us in that situation. It wasn't just the United States alone. So that's my feeling on that situation. You may disagree, and listen, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it. I'd love to hear your opinion on all these stories I talked about. Like I said, I ain't doing the What's News introduction because, again, I was just angry at how Hillary Clinton has basically fallen down to Trump's level. And it bothered me all week to the point she said something that was the most boneheaded thing I ever heard her said throughout this whole entire campaign. And that's largely because she decided to play the same game as Trump did, and it backfired on her like it was no tomorrow. And deservingly so, she getting criticized for it. And you know what? The Trumps are criticizing for it. And he had every right to do it because you know what? He can say, ha ha ha, you think you're better than me, but you're just the same as I am. You fell right into my level. Thank you. That's all I needed you to do. You guys may disagree. Again, thank you very much for listening, gentlemen, ladies. This is part of the Math Expression podcast production via by YouTube, Mr. Jocko 77. Also a part of Springboard and Daily Motion, so you guys can check it out there as well if you guys are not a part of YouTube. The Afterlife play is out. I'll leave a link. You guys check it out at automaticexpression.com. It's a very good play. You guys could give a chance to give a listen to. Podcast plays is exclusively on Matic Expression. So again, if you guys love plays, you love something original, go right down there and see it. I'll leave a link below. And until next time, guys, J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon. And remember, gentlemen, ladies, there are resources out there that can help you, if especially if you're a person who's lacking medical insurance or dental insurance. For those who really are just getting by and barely can afford to put food on tables, there are programs out there. Take advantage of these programs. You can do that by contacting 311 or your local officials or your state officials, or just the state in general. Go online, check out all the .gov programs. They're out there. They're just not being promoted. You have to do the legwork, especially for those who really are trying to get by but just can't, especially with even the 2 jobs they got. There are programs that can help assist you. So again, take advantage of that. Don't be afraid to take advantage of that. Dare. Look at the stuff that you could be qualified for and take advantage of it as much as you can. With that being said, Jason and Sam saying take care, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.